We are starting tonight with breaking news from Ontario. The province has seen a spike in cases propelled by variants, and CBC News has learned that new measures will come into effect tomorrow at midnight. Those measures will include an emergency declaration with a stay-at-home order, and there's a lot more planned.
Join us for our freedom.
With this new lockdown, can we go ride? Can we go ride? Are we allowed to ride? It's a stay-at-home order. It's like, go fuck yourself, bud. Like, I'm gonna ride my motorcycle. It's like, I don't give a fuck about these stupid lockdowns. Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome. If this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Jay, where I'm going to be filming all things motorcycling, specifically touring around on my MT-07. So I just wanted to come out, maybe make a little bit of a vlog, talk some random bullshit, I don't know. Maybe that's what it'll be, maybe it'll be a part of a series of random ramblings. Random ramblings. Yeah, that makes more sense. So first thing I want to say though is I want to just give a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel and who is watching my content and who has been all enjoying it. I had a goal of getting to 100 subscribers by the end of March. So it's now about mid-May, or sorry, it's about mid-April at the moment, and I'm at like what, 110, 111, somewhere there. So just once again, huge thank you to everyone who subscribed. You know, I really appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed, if you see that button right there, don't forget to hit it. If I can get to 150 by the end of April, you know, I'd be super happy. Alright, so yeah, where was I? I'm out here, I just wanted to go for a little ride and talk some shit. Mostly just about this lockdowns, man. I think it's just really getting on everybody's nerve. It's been literally a full year, a full fucking year of everything just gone to hell. Yeah, I remember when all this stuff first started popping off, you know, they were just saying, oh, just to flatten the curve. We need to go into lockdown for 2 weeks. Well, she doesn't want to pop up, man. I'm having a hard time getting it up. So fortunately I have been working throughout all of this nonsense. My family is into pallet recycling, buy and sell, and we just have a little small company. And fortunately we've been busy, not busy, but we've been able to keep busy because we're a small company, so there's always more than enough work to go around. So I'm in manufacturing warehouses a lot, and you know, out there it's just so slow, like literally so slow. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know, there's places that would run 24/7, 365, and now a lot of places are just down to one shift, or they're down to 4 days on one shift. Like I don't get how companies can even survive in this. You know, a lot of people think about all the you know, the places on the like service-based things like nail salons, gyms, bars, restaurants, those types of things, but nobody really thinks about behind the scenes. Like, for example, like the Rogers Center, you know, how many places feed the Rogers Center, right? Like all the food, all the alcohol, all the packaging, the part-time employees, the full-time employees, the seasonal employees, all the events and fairs, and you know, the C&E and all these places. How much food gets pumped into these places, all the packaging for all these places, you know, all the souvenirs, all of this, you know, cascades into into people like myself that, you know, we're having a hard time just being able to define pallets because there's just nothing moving, or it's not coming out of the States. You know, and look at the States down there, they're fucking wide open. Oh, for the most part, a lot of them are anyways. You know, it pisses you off to just look at the 6-buzz. I'll probably overlay it right here about how the 6-buzz there shared how the Texas Rangers versus the Blue Jays playing down in Texas, and it's just an absolutely packed stadium. Like, there's literally every seat is filled, and you know, here's the Rogers Center going on year number 2, shut down, nothing going on, nothing happening. You know, it really, you know, that's the kind of shit that pisses me off, man. Like, I obviously I feel for like salon owners and, you know, things of that nature. But it's all of a snowball effect, and I don't know how much more longer everybody's going to be able to hold on, man. And here we are, just going into third lockdown. What's the date? Today is the 7th or the 8th of April, so now we got another 4 weeks of everything being shut down. 2 weeks ago they opened everything back up, restaurants were open. I think when I did my ride POV, you could see that they just reopened the stores. If you look at my ride POV, click through, you'll see I was riding around downtown and you see people in stores and stuff. They just reopened all that. They just reopened patio dining. So, in the business that I'm in, I do a little bit of work with breweries. What do they do? What do you drink when you're sitting on the patio? Generally, you drink draft beer that comes out of a keg. So all these breweries that, all these local breweries, smaller breweries, they pumped out a shit ton of beer for all these bars expecting to be open, and now all of a sudden, now they're forced to shut down again. So all that draft beer, I can only imagine how much is going to be going to the garbage. It was actually funny. I remember seeing an article there the other day. There's a little brewery downtown, I believe, and they're invoicing Doug Ford for all the beer that's going to be wasted. It was like over $1,000 worth of keg beer. But going on with that line of thought, we do work with a little small brewery here in Scarborough. Back before the second lockdown, back say after the summer, maybe September, October, the similar situation. Everything got opened up and then they fucking shut it all down. The brewery that I do work with, they had to pour away, I think it was something like 80,000 liters of beer. Like, can you believe that? Like, that is such an enormous waste of something that is perfectly good, because it's not going to be bought, it's not going to be sold, it's just going to go bad. And like, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm getting too heated here. I'm forgetting that my signal light was on. So yeah, it's just all this wishy-washy back and forth. Open it up, shutting it down. Open it up, shutting it down. It's just what's really just is really just going to drive the final nail in the coffin for a lot of small businesses. And I really feel for all those companies that you're not going to see go under, because they're into manufacturing, they're into the companies that supply the hops for the breweries, places like that, companies that you're not going to hear about on the news because it's not a salon owner, or it's not a salon owner, or it's not a bar, or this and that. But there's a lot of small companies out there that feed a whole lot of other companies out there, and it's frustrating, man. It's super frustrating. My feels about it is that we should have done this shit right from the get-go, where it's like a true lockdown, give everybody, pay everybody X amount of dollars. No taxes, no property tax, waive the hydro bills, waive the electricity, the water bills, waive it all for like 2 months. And shut everything down, shut the airports down, shut the border down. 2 months, and we would have been done all this stuff, and we would have been back to normal, much like our Australian and New Zealand friends. But here we are, here we are going into a fourth lockdown, or a third lockdown. Our cases are continuing to skyrocket. Woo! And there's really no end in sight for any of this. Like, literally, there is zero end in sight. If you're not from Toronto or the surrounding area, at the end of summer every year for the last 140 fucking years, there's a giant fair that comes to town. It's called the Canadian National Exhibition. And for the last 140 odd years that it's been running, there's only been once that it's been shut down. And you want to know when that was happening? It was for World War II. That's when they shut it down. And once again into 2020. And what about 2021? I don't even think they're going to be able to open again this year. Woo! So yeah, that's about it, I guess you could say, about all that shit. It's super frustrating though. I mean, I don't know how much more longer we can hold on. It's funny, on all the Facebook posts or on the Facebook groups online, there's a lot of people asking, oh, with this new lockdown, can we go ride? Can we go ride? Are we allowed to ride? It's a stay-at-home order. It's like, go fuck yourself, bud. Like, I'm gonna ride my motorcycle. Like, I've already almost done 900 kilometers this season. It's like, I don't give a fuck about these stupid lockdowns. I didn't give a fuck about them last year, and I certainly don't give a fuck about them right now. And I suggest everybody else to start disobeying some of this nonsense that's happening. Because it's really, it's never going to end. It is never ever going to end. I personally won't be getting the vaccine. Why? No, not because I'm scared of some stupid microchip. I already got the microchip in my pocket. It's called my cell phone. The reason I'm not going to get the vaccine is because I don't get the flu vaccine every year. So I'm going to get a vaccine for a virus that's already mutating. There's already new variants. So you go get the vaccine that's been developed and you can still get COVID. So like, what the fuck is the point of getting poked with it? It's the same thing with the flu vaccine. You can get the flu vaccine and you still end up sick. So I just won't be doing it. You know, chances are the way it's going to work is that you're going to be forced to take the vaccine if you want to travel. And I guess you'll have to bend over eventually to do it. But anyways, before I start getting into too deep of a tangent, if you really want to get me going, you got to get me drunk. You get me drunk, obviously I wouldn't be riding, and then I guess it wouldn't be a moto vlog. I'd be sitting down on a podcast with Alex Jones or some shit.
So after this, I changed the subject to buying a stunt cage for my bike. So to keep the vlog short and consistent, I'm cutting it here. So stay tuned for where I weigh the pros and cons about buying a cage. Also, some of the intro clips of the protest was filmed a couple days afterwards, where my wife and I rode down to check out the protest and grab a bite to eat. That video will be more lighthearted and funnier, so don't forget to subscribe if you've made it this far. And comment down below your thoughts about the lockdown. I'm always interested to hear others' opinions about hot topics. Anyways, until next time, ride safe, and thanks for watching.